Hi folks, welcome to this week's Sunday Catechism. We're on to Catechism question 69, doing this from my study stroke bedroom or grandkids bedroom, because behind you those bunks next week should, God willing, be filled with our grandchildren from Scotland who are coming to visit, and I am so excited, praying the Lord's protection on them. But let's turn to our Catechism, the 6th Commandment. Again, we're using this book, slightly modified English version, but beautiful illustrations. The illustrated Westminster Shorter Catechism, Andrew Green, Sasko Netsamudinov and Ben Preston, with the illustrator Ira Minoff. What is forbidden in the 6th Commandment? The 6th Commandment forbids the unjust taking away of our own life or our neighbours, or doing anything that leads towards this. What is forbidden in the 6th Commandment? The 6th Commandment forbids the unjust taking away of our own life or our neighbours, or doing anything that leads towards this. Now I want to take one particular aspect of this. The two proof texts are Acts 16:28, when Paul cries out with a loud voice to the jailer, "Don't kill yourself, because we're all here." And then Genesis 9:6, "Whoever sheds man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed." Such is the sacredness of human life. And I do think that when we look at this, the unjust taking away of our own life or our neighbours, or doing anything that leads towards this, again, I'm just thinking what a violent society that we are in. But Thomas Watson had a very interesting thing, and I've got some quotes from Watson here. He talks about, in terms of not just physical death, but spiritual death. He says, we must not injure another in his soul. This is the greatest murder of all, because there is more of God's image in the soul than in the body. Though the soul cannot be annihilated, it is said to be murdered when it is deprived of its eternal happiness and is forever in torment. How many are soul murderers? Or here's a very profound one, or challenging one. Ministers are murderers who either starve or poison or infect souls. When I say to a wicked man, you will surely die, you do not warn him or speak out to dissuade him from his evil ways in order to save his life. That wicked man will die for his sin, and I will hold you accountable for his blood. Ezekiel 3:18. Well, I think that's such a heavy thing. I mean, false teaching is so abhorrent to God. It really is. And, you know, there have been times when I just hear something, I'm in a church, I just feel ill. I mean, I've been like that. I remember as a student going into a church in Edinburgh and just getting up and walking out, because I was going to be really rude and shout out. Maybe I should have. But it was like committing murder, denying the gospel. And I think he also adds, you murder your souls who avoid all means of saving them. You murder your souls if you resign yourselves to lust. You murder your souls if you have no sense of God or the world to come and are past feeling. He talks about other kind of murder, by the way. I'm still looking at Watson. By intemperance or excess in diet. That's something to think about. Gluttony shortens life. More perish by drink than by the sword. Many dig their grave with their teeth. Too much oil chokes the lamp. The cup kills more than the cannon. Excessive drinking causes untimely death. Yeah? You can't argue with that, can you? He also says that we murder people if we don't provide for their needs, those who are starving or poor. And if we don't preserve the life of others, he suggests that God will take away even what we have. So there are a huge range of applications in this, how we care for the life of others. But I come back to this people's eternal soul, that really is most significant. And I'm reminded of a friend of mine, David Meredith, who once told me that he thinks that in church he's seen more people weep over the movement of a communion table than they have over lost souls. Well, let's think about that, and let's long for people to have life in Christ, and let's not murder them with false doctrine and false teaching. God bless you, and see you next week. We're going to move on to the 7th Commandment.